Day 62. Still battling the hair algae. Getting harder. It's getting into stuff now, and I'm having a hard time getting it all out every time, but I do the best I can. Figured I'd show it before I clean it all out, and I'll come back to this in a second. Okay, so I took as much of the algae out as I can. You see I'm pretty much ripping that off the clamshell now. Took a bunch of that with it, but it's not a big deal. It's growing well. Got most of it from back there and from up there. So I've hit my first bumps in the road recently. I noticed a couple of days back that I am missing shrimp. A fair amount of them actually, both the red and the yellow ones, which were pretty big, and a good couple of blue ones are definitely missing. I don't think it's the fish. The fish don't seem very interested in them. The blue ones go right up to the fish and hang out in front of them. They don't seem to care. Definitely the red one was pretty big, so I don't see that happening. So I'm not sure what caused it. My best guess, I did the testing just a few minutes ago, and the GH was still at 12, which was pretty high. I thought adding the RO water would lower it a little bit because it's such a small tank, but it did not. So today I had to switch some water. I took out half a gallon of the tank water, added in half a gallon of RO water, trying to offset the GH. Tested again a few minutes later. I don't know how long it takes to mix in and have an effect, but I dripped it in over a while, so you would think it would have mixed as it was going. When I tested again a few minutes later, though, it was at 11, so the half gallon only brought it down 1 point. Maybe for the best, because you're not supposed to do it quickly anyway. So I'll test again tomorrow. If it's still at 11, then I will do a gallon change and see how that does. Judging by the half gallon, it should drop at 2 points, which isn't too much. But apparently if the GH is too high, which 12 is, they can have a shell that's too thick, and they have the opposite problem when they're molting. They can't get out of it. So I'm thinking that must be what happened. Everything else is fine. All the other tests came out good. Nitrate is still at 0, which I'm not sure if that's what's causing this hair algae, or if the light may still be too close, because the light's sitting right on top. I'd like to lift that up off of it and see if that helps also. But even my floaters, you can see for the first time since I got them, really, there's space up there. So I don't know if floaters are dying off or what's going on with that. But I do know that nitrate still reads 0, so you tell me. The brown plants here, the leaves are kind of breaking down a little bit. I'm not sure if that's normal or if they're not getting enough nutrition. There are new leaves that seem to be doing well, so it might be just normal. But again, with low nitrates, it's amazing that anything is growing. This is some Monte Carlo I added in not too long ago. Seems to be doing okay, but it's getting hair algae on it, which is going to be a problem. I'm going to wind up ripping them out, trying to get rid of the hair algae, which is a pain. The grass is still growing like crazy over here. You can see there's single stalks coming up all over the place, even right in the corner here, which is a good 4 inches away or so. So it must have a pretty strong root system under there. Plant back here is collecting a lot of hair algae, but it's growing fine. All the leaves seem good, no issues. My Anuba, I don't know how to say it, but seems to be doing okay. No more yellow leaves. Everything's doing okay there. None of the fish have had any issues. The snails are all fine. It was just the shrimp that went missing, so I'm not sure. The val is growing like crazy also. You can see that was the new stock from last time. Now I have another new stock coming up in the corner here. So that's spreading good too. I may just have too many plants. They're just taking the nitrates out faster than they're accumulating, which is a very hard thing to deal with because I don't want to add nitrates. The hornwort up there is growing good, but it collects a lot of the hair algae also. A little bit of a pain to deal with. You can see all the little pest snails are fine. My two big mystery snails are fine. The little Placo, there he is right there. He's doing good. I have bought more foods recently because I thought maybe the shrimp might have been a food issue. I was feeding them flakes and bloodworms alternately. I now picked up some Repashy and make little gel cubes out of that. Apparently they last in the water longer than the other foods do. Don't break down and mess up your water as quickly, so I figured I'd give that a shot. Also got some algae wafers. I just want to make sure everybody's getting what they need. Still feeding very sparingly. I think I'm going to bump it up to once a day now because obviously the nitrates are not a problem, so I don't see it hurting anything. I think that's it. Just took all the hair algae out and scraped the glass down, so the water's a little bit cloudy with particles, but the glass should be nice and clear. Yeah, doing well otherwise, so let's hope that the GH corrects the shrimp issue and we keep going.